why the public education is such a root of moral evil for you.
Well, because it now says that there's one standard, and that standard is determined by government, by a bureaucracy, by whatever the government deems is in the national interest. And Bismarck's very explicit about this. He's training the workers of the future. They need to catch up and with England and other places, and they need to train the workers. And there's going to be he's going to train some people to be the managerial class. He's going to train other people to be, and he decides, right? The government, the bureaucracy is going to decide who's who and where they go. There's no individual choice. There's no individual showing an ability to break out of what the government has decided is their little box. There's very little freedom. There's very little, ultimately there's very little competition. There's very little innovation. And this is the problem we have today in American education, which we can get to, is there's no competition and no innovation. We have one standard fit all. And then we have conflicts about what should be taught. And the conflicts now are not pedagogical. They're not about what works and what doesn't. Nobody cares about that. It's about political agendas, right? It's about what my group wants to be taught and what that group wants to be taught, rather than actually discovering how do we get kids to read. I mean, we all know how to get kids to read, but there's a political agenda around not teaching phonics, for example. So a lot of schools don't teach phonics, even though the kids will never learn how to read properly. So it becomes politics. And I don't believe politics belongs in education. I think education is a product. It's a service. And we know how to deliver products and services really, really efficiently at a really, really low price, at a really, really high quality. And that's leaving it to the market to do.
But your fundamental criticism is that the state can use education to further its authoritarian aims.
Well, or whatever the aims. I mean, think about the conservative today critique of American educational system, right? It's dominated by the left. Yeah. What did you expect? Right? If you leave it up to the state to fund, they're going to fund the things that promote state growth and state intervention, and the left is better at that. It has been better at that than the right, and they now dominate our educational institutions.